year's I'm this year's head captain. My co-head captain is Anmin. We are also referred to as VP Bridge. Okay. So our team is Ann Lee, which is the director of logistics and internal affairs. We have Micah, who's the director of marketing, and Viet, who is the director of finance and sponsorship. So our current Trotsky captains are Audrey and Clay. We have two confirmed teams for this year, and we are looking to make around 2 to 3 more teams. We are also looking for steel exec positions that are still vacant. The positions are fabrication lead, design lead, and presentation lead. When you register, you can sign up for if you want to do one of these positions. We're also looking for team captains for Trotsky that are still remaining. So we're one big team that is representing 2 out of the 5 nationally recognized competition design teams under CSE, which is the Concordia Society for Civil Engineers. The first competition that we are representing is Trotsky, that will take place in February. And the second one is the Canadian National Steel Bridge Competition, which is CNSBC, that will take place in May. Originally, we represented the Concordia delegation for Trotsky competition, but now we are introducing a new team that will participate in the steel competition as well. By joining our team, you have the opportunity to participate in social events, networking opportunities, as well as other events like that throughout the year. We also have a lot of team bonding opportunities. So here are some of the examples that we did last year as team bonding. We did a bake sale, we did a casino night, we had a chalet, as well as many other little bonding experiences as well. So now we're going to talk about the steel competition itself. So as I stated before, the name of the competition is the Concordia National Steel Bridge Competition. It's organized by CSE National, so Canadian Society of Civil Engineers, and CISC, which is the Canadian Institute of Steel Construction. They're going to be doing the competition together. The competition will take place next May in 2026 in Moncton, New Brunswick, during the annual CSCE competition day. The competition is at the same time as concrete canoe and as the water treatment competition. And as of 2025, 14 universities are participating in the competition. The objective of the competition is to construct a bridge that's like 20-foot long, made out of steel. The bridge must be a solution to the scenario given by the competition in September. The bridge needs to be a scale model designed for circular engineering. So this means that the structure must be easily assembled and disassembled. It also needs to resist vertical and lateral deflection. So to be eligible to participate in the competition, you need to be either an undergraduate or a graduate student in a STEM program at Concordia. So each university can only send one team, and the team will design and build the bridge parts throughout the year. In the next slide, Ann Min will show you the different parts of the bridge that needs to be built.
So, hi everybody. My name is Min. For those who don't know me, I am a third-year civil engineering student and the co-head captain of the Concordia Bridge building team. So now I'm going to talk a little bit more into detail with what exactly consists of the steel competition, what is expected, and what does the competition schedule look like. So before the teams go to competition, they must design said bridge. So that is done so by drafting the blueprints, designing the connections, the joints, the truss configuration, so basically the geometry of what the steel bridge is going to look like. And we're going to use many CAD software such as AutoCAD, Fusion, Revit, Advanced Steel, you name it, as well as with structural analysis software like SAP 2000. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the design. And once that's done, we have to fabricate said bridge. So usually it's students who will fabricate the bridge, although they can outsource it to other external parties. And they build the bridge by, welding, using a CNC machine, drilling, milling, or anything that's related to steel construction. They must also prepare a presentation, which I'm going to talk about in the next few slides. Once that's done, they set foot at the University of Moncton. So this is the schedule that's taking from 2025. So this is really where the important part comes in. So everything that we'll mention are things that teams must prepare beforehand. So they have to practice their assembly, their presentation, design the display, you name it. And the first day, it's very simple. You arrive at the university and register your team. There will be an opening ceremony as well as an icebreaker event to meet and bond with the other participants, get to know the other university, and yeah, it's a really fun time that day. On the second day, the morning is reserved for display day. And you assemble your bridge and display it in a sort of kiosk where the other teams can walk around, kind of like a science fair. So you get to see what the other universities are up to. And not just for Steel Bridge, though. It is shared with the concrete canoe and the water treatment. So it's like a vast open area, and then you get to meet and see the other teams. And what people do, they want to make their stations aesthetically pleasing by, putting decorations, flyers, pictures, banners. It's really a good way to showcase your team spirit as well as your team theme. So throughout the year, you will be coming up with a theme. It could be anything. It could be Halloween or Harry Potter or Star Wars, and that will be centric to your team spirit. So this is the opportunity to showcase that. And this is where spirit points and aesthetic points are evaluated by the judges. In the afternoon, it's presentation time. So the teams have to prepare three types of presentation. The first one is an elevator pitch, so just a sales pitch as to why your bridge is the most appropriate in the scenario you're trying to solve. After that is a more conventional oral presentation that's about 5 minutes, so you can go more into detail with the design and fabrication process. And yeah, and then the third one is video. So teams have to prepare a 6-minute professional video just to showcase this visually, and it's kind of a fun thing to see, and you really get to see what the other teams do in depth. So, then moving on to the next day, it is assembly day and the one where all the cards are dealt. So, the whole point of this competition is after you design the bridge is to build it. And then there's like spatial constraints you have to respect. So, if you see on the site plan, you see that it's like delimited in a certain way. And then it's going to be in an open area in a gym, and then there's going to be tape on the ground to delineate each zone. So the goal is to construct a bridge in less than 30 minutes. And that zone is meant to simulate the construction of that bridge over a river. So that river cannot be crossed by regular builders. It is up to the team to decide what the workforce looks like. So they can have between 2 to 6 members on site building. There are two types of members, with the first one being for the regular builders, so that's they build on land. The second one are barges, they build in the water. So this leads to what the types of zone kind of look like. So the first one is the construction zone. So this is where the builders can build, and then the rivers is the barges built there, and then one cannot cross the other. And then if they do so, there's a penalty installed. And then at the staging yard is where you put all your members, your tools, your connections, all in that corner. And then you have to go back and forth between the transportation zone and it will be the people who build in the construction zone who get the tool and then pass it on to the river because the river can only the barges can only stay there. So with those spatial constraints, the goal here is to have the best construction economy. So one would think that since you have to build it as fast as possible, well, we should put more builders, but there's a catch. Because there's an equation you have to respect. The more builders you put, the more expensive your your construction cost is. So the idea is to have the as few builders and barge who can build as efficiently, so but also at the least amount of time. So sure, if you put like only two builders, it's gonna take forever. And then you also have to keep in mind that the barges, whoever's assigned a barge, will cost much more than the builders themselves. So it is up to the team to decide what's the balance between that. So it's kind of plays into project management, to resource management, and this is a perfect way to demonstrate that. Now, after the bridge is assembled, it's time for testing. There will be two deflection tests that will be done the lateral load, sorry, and the vertical load test. And then the location of the loading, though, is randomized. It is determined by a roll of dice. So the members will roll the dice, and then depending on what number it is, they have to, this is where the load is going to be applied. So naturally, the team members want to prepare for any scenario. So the load deflection has to be as uniform as possible. Here, what they're evaluating is to have the best structural efficiency. So most stiff bridge, so the lowest amount of deflection, but also with the least material involved. So the lightest bridge that resists the most load will win the structural efficiency criteria. This is what the loading test kind of looks like. So you put the decking units and then you put the weights on top. So you see the triangle wavy thing. Those are the weights you put on top of the bridge. And for the lateral load, all the weights are going to be put on the side, and then it will this what will be measured is the sway. So there's both have deflectometers to measure it. Here it's like a sway meter. It's some sort of device that you put, and then it evaluates how much the bridge sways from side to side. So after that's done, it's disassembly. So it's the same concept as the assembly, but only you deconstruct your bridge. So it's a same spatial constraint. Team members may put the same people who build than the people who disassemble. It could be a different roster of people. And this is to evaluate the circular engineering criteria. So the lowest sum between construction and deconstruction time would win the circular engineering criteria. And now at the end of the day, it is the banquet. So it's time for everybody to dress fancy and go to the award ceremony. And this is where it's presented. So whoever wins the competition overall will be evaluated using this grading scheme. So you can see that construction economy, structural efficiency are the most important parts. While the other ones, while they have less percentage, they should not be neglected. But really, the one thing that people have to really care about is the construction economy and the structural efficiency criteria. And then there are other awards that can be won, and those are just to highlight the people and the teams that have excelled into a certain category. As you may notice, it's not just the technical things. It's also spirit and theme are also possible awards. So really throughout the competition, it's time to show that your team has excellent work ethic and then you guys get along together and then you have nice spirit and it's mostly it's here to have you guys are here to have fun. So there is an award for highlighting that team morale. And then on the final day, it's a free day. And it just so coincides with the racing day of the canoe competition. And we have a canoe team at Concordia who are up and thriving. So shout out to them. On the last day, it is time to go and show our full support to the canoe team. So now I'm going to move on to the Choice Key competition. I'm going to let the two current Choice Key captain, Clay and Audrey, for that segment.
So, hey everyone, my name is Clay. I'm captain of Concordia's Troitsky Team A. So, quickly, a little bit about myself. I'm a civil engineering student. I'm sure some of you recognize me from your classes. So, I'm entering my fourth year now. So, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Troitsky Bridge competition with my co-captain of Team B, Audrey. So, starting with a little background info, the Troitsky Bridge building competition was created all the way back in 1984 by our own Concordia professor, Michael Troitsky. So, he was a structural engineering professor here. So, it's pretty cool to be participating in a competition under his name. So the competition takes place right here at Concordia. It's towards the last week of February, so it'll be around a 6 month period that we're working at it. So there's around 30 and up teams across the country that come in to Montreal for this competition. I believe last year we had 33 teams from 11 different universities and CEGEPs. So it just shows how big of a competition this really is. So since this competition is taking place right here at Concordia, the organizing team is Concordia based, so they go by the Troitsky Bridge Building Competition Society. So really the goal of this competition is to build a bridge out of popsicle sticks, glue, dental floss, and toothpicks. So really it's not a lot that we have. So teams have to really be efficient with what they build and how they build it. So at the start of the competition, in say September, once we're starting the whole process, we're handed a handbook from the society that run it, and it'll tell us all about certain dimensions like height, length, and it'll tell us how points get rewarded. So really at the end of the day, you do want to have the bridge that will withhold the strongest force, but really that's not the only way to get points. So you can get points from all sorts of things, such as your theme, your spirit, your video that we'll get into. So, as much as you do want to have the best bridge, that doesn't mean that you'll ultimately be the winner. So, it really is promoting fun and connections, and it's not just about building the bridge. However, our goal this year is to be towards the top of the table in both our bridge strength and all the challenges that come along with it. So, looking at the logistics for our bridge team, so each one's going to consist of 4 to 6 members who are undergraduate students. So we can have up to 4 teams. However, if space does permit, we can even add more to get a total of 8, which would be incredible if that's the case. So as I mentioned, the entirety of the competition is around 6 months long from start to finish. So towards the start, it'll be, getting to know each other. Then it'll be, designing, conceptualizing the bridge. You're gonna have team meetings every so often. You'll have fun activities, bonding activities, and then once you're really ready, you'll start getting into building sessions together. So as we get closer to it, teams are going to also have to prepare a presentation in front of just a few judges. They'll just be asking quick questions about the bridge. And as well, we're going to have a video trailer that'll be showed at the opening ceremony. A little fun fact, last year our video got second place. So shout out to Min for that one. It was an amazing video. One more thing I want to say that we have really an amazing community here. It's growing. The bridges are fun to work on, and you'll make great friends. And I really do recommend joining this team. It'd be an amazing decision on your part. And quickly regarding the schedule, you'll see it's a 3-day competition. So there's so many events that take place. You'll meet amazing people from different schools across the country. And you're going to really get to show off your engineering skills, what you've been learning in school, however long you've been here. It's finally time to show what you got. So to go more into in depth about this schedule, I'm going to hand it off to Audrey.
So, hello, my name is Audrey, and I'm entering my third year civil engineering at Concordia University. So, this year I'll be the captain for Team B. So now talking about the schedule. On day one, there's an arrival, registration, opening ceremony. So after all the teams have arrived and settled in, there's a small career fair where you can meet with industry industry professionals. And it's really the time for you to connect and put yourself out there because most of these professionals will be there throughout the competition. They will be judges. So it's really like a huge advantage to take on. And we follow with the opening ceremony. It's very fun, it's very festive and very colorful because all the teams have dressed in the costumes, like you can see on the little picture there. And it really sets the tone for the entire competition. The spirit challenges also kick off on this day. And last year we had some like the lip sync battle. Like you can see June there singing. It was very fun. At the end of the opening ceremony, we have the teaser video watching and it's the time for you to show your team's vibe and personality. Now, moving on to day two of the competition. So, day two is really the big day because it's the building day. So, you have 3 hours to assemble your prefabricated parts with manual tools only. So, power tools are not allowed. And it should be noted that all your prefabricated parts should be able to fit in a box of predefined dimensions. Otherwise, they will be discarded and you don't want it. After the bridge building session, is the presentation. No, it's the measurement, my bad. So the bridges are measured, the deck length, the height, etc. And then now points are awarded or deducted based on how well your bridge adheres to the criteria in the rule book. And your bridge can even get disqualified if it doesn't adhere to certain criteria. Moving next is the presentation, which is 5 minutes. It can either be in French or in English, and it's front of the judges and you are graded on how well you can sell your bridge, on the originality of your bridge design, of your presentation, and the engineering principles behind your design. Now, at the end of the day, the fun part comes because you have social events like the sightseeing and pub crawl, a lot of pub crawl challenges. It's now time to connect with the other teams from the other universities, just have fun, before the next day. Moving to day three, now. So day three is the crushing ceremony. It's very festive. It's a huge celebration. All the bridges have been tested on the vertical load using the hydraulic press to get the ultimate load carrying capacity. So the bridges are tested until they fail. And what would you consider as failure? Deflections greater than 50 millimeters, shear failure, joint failure, or even instability of the bridge. Like if the bridge can't stand on itself anymore. So this ceremony is very exciting and it's full of just celebration, like at some point you're like, hey, where's Audrey? And then you just look down there and Audrey's down there dancing. So it's just very fun, and it's a very big thing to live. And you can even invite your family and friends, which is a huge plus to celebrate with them. At the end of the day, there's the closing banquet, which is a wrap up of the entire competition, speeches are given, awards are given, such as the best overall team, best structural. Um, yeah, all of these awards have been given. It's a great night, great food, great people, and just a beautiful ambience. It's a good way to just close a competition. And the best part is the after party. You get to dance, show your best dance move. There are free drinks, a lot of free drinks, a DJ. So it's just like a very good way to celebrate all together all you live throughout the competition. So I'll just walk you through some of the evaluation criteria now. Yeah. So overall you evaluated on the structural efficiency of your bridge, like the mass to load ratio it can withstand, which is very important, the ultimate load carrying capacity, the presentation, team spirit, and a lot of other criteria. So now I'm giving back the floor to Myra so she can talk about some of the events we have upcoming this summer. Thank you.
So this summer we will be having a team bonding event. It's a potluck picnic. It will allow everyone on the team the opportunity to meet everyone. It creates a bonding experience and it's a lot of fun. As well as if you guys are interested in becoming an official member, please register. We're really excited if you guys would join. To register, you just have to scan the QR code and follow us on our social media. We are now going to open the floor for if anyone has any questions for us.
Yes, so thank you very, very much for attending. That means a lot to us. So yeah, QR code is here to officially register, join our server, and then be part of the competition. So I already have one question here from Gazal. Are there any qualifications for joining the team of Steel Bridge competition? So really, the only thing is you have to be a either an undergrad student or a graduate student in a STEM field. So that includes engineering, but also computer science at Concordia. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then Yasmin, yeah, you have a question?
Hi, yeah, I do. So I have for the steel bridge, I didn't get it. Is the assembly day is the same as the display? Like,
Mm,
do we have to assemble it on display day and then we assemble it on the assembly day?
so when the bridge is assembled on assembly day, it's assembled normally just to showcase what the bridge looks like. The assembly day, however, is when you put all the spatial constraints within. So like, this is you saw the floor plan, and then it just has to be assembled according to these restrictions. So the assembly, when you assemble the bridge on display day, that doesn't really count. It's really like they're gonna time you the actual assembly challenge, if you will, on the other day. So does that make sense?
So you're saying that on display day, like there won't be welding. Also, like, will we weld when we are there, or is there any restrictions for welding or?
No, no, it's actually you weld the bridge parts before the competition, so you got like multiple parts. You just assemble them together, kind of like IKEA furniture,
With
if you will.
joints, you mean?
Pardon?
With joints? Yes.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
it's like you put two members together, like, and then you put in nuts and bolts, and
Yeah.
then you attach them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, is there like maximum load that we need to consider or like for like a lateral load and vertical, like
Um, I think from what I understood, it's like increasing load until a certain, I think it's like 100 kilograms. I think it's written in just gonna go back to the slide, just be sure it's written there. So it is yeah, you see 100 pounds and 100 and 300 pounds maximum for
Oh,
the
okay.
vertical load, and here it's 75.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
just gonna go back to the QR code. So yeah,
Uh, I do have like one last question for
okay,
Troitsky.
yeah.
Is that like for the day where we build the bridge, is it like we build it from zero on that day?
No, actually, just like the steel bridge, throughout the year, what you do is you build the bridge parts, and these parts have to be assembled under 3 hours. And then
Okay.
these pre-built parts, it's like you design it so it's like assembled easily. Um,
And it's the building sessions that Clay talked about.
Yeah, so
Okay,
so the building session is when you build the prefabricated parts, and that you have access to power tools and everything. It's only at assembly where you actually put everything together to have your final product.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. And I have another question from Bushra. For the Troisi competition, you mentioned we have to assemble the whole bridge in 3 hours with fabricated parts. What are the restrictions on those? Also, will we have access to this PowerPoint? So yes, you will have access to the PowerPoints and the recording, which I will send to you once the info session is done. Um, and for the fabricated parts, the restriction is it's a box. So that box is like about 500 millimeters by 400 millimeters by 300. So it's like pretty, it's like you have a box. And then before the competition, what they do is they take all your bridge part and insert them in that box and to see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, that part is out. So you have to make sure that you respect that spatial constraint. Okay, so are there other questions? We have about 3 minutes and 41 seconds left if you guys have other questions to ask us. Yeah, Emily
I
said, yeah,
oh, you can go.
yeah, Emily
Okay.
said individually inside the parts, not all at once. Yeah, so yeah, it's like they put the part in and then they take it out. They put the part in, they take it out. Yes, Ayman, you had a question?
Yeah. So, what are the tests the fabrication lead has to do?
The fabrication lead will have to, as I mentioned, the deflectometer. So before the competition, they're gonna assemble the bridge by themselves, and then they're gonna uh, test it. Then is that what you're asking? I'm
Like,
not sure I
like
understand.
throughout the year, what
Yeah.
what would be their job
Throughout the year,
throughout
the
the
job
year?
would be
Yeah.
to oversee the construction. So it's mostly a project management thing. And
Yeah?
they assign like, okay, you're gonna weld this, you're gonna
Okay, right.
cut that part. And then they
Hmm.
are the ones who seek the workforce for the trainings of how to do so. And then they kind of orchestrate how the parts will be built. And of course, they also assist the fabrication, and then they're the person responsible for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. And Joshua, do you have a question?
Yeah, it's because there's a Q&A and it says register here. The problem is I did the Zoom on my phone.
Okay.
So I'm just how would I register for it? Because I know you have to like you usually take a picture from it from your laptop, but
Oh yeah. The registration, you're actually already in the Discord server. This is remember the Google form I sent you
oh
to fill? It's that.
okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. We have a little bit less than 2 minutes, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up really quick, Yasmin.
Yeah, just a small question. I already filled the form and
Yeah.
I put that I was interested in Troitsky, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm also interested in the steel. Do I need to refill?
No, no need. I'll write it down in our notes.
Great, thank you.
Yep. So, okay, and yeah, and on the registration form, the Discord server is on the registration form. So if you are joining, it is there. Yeah. So thank you, Anli, for that precision. Okay, we have 1 minute left. Any other questions? Okay, so going once, going twice. All right, so thank you very, very much for attending this info session. Hopefully, you guys are interested in joining, and the QR code is there. So please, if you know anybody or if you're interested yourself, please join. We'll be more than happy to have you. And then we're about to start soon, so it's perfect timing. And yeah, so thank you all.
Thank
Wish
you.
you a
Thank
Have a good
you.
wonderful rest of the
day.
Thank
day.
Bye-bye.
you. Thank
Bye.
you. Have a
Bye,
good
everybody.
bye.
Yeah, sorry,
Bye.
last question,
Yes.
just real last
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.